Great work, Rob. Great work. See if you can read this. You're fired. And in case your ears are get the out!
Wow. I knew that Elon would make some immediate changes, but this level of immediate is just amazing. Like far quicker than I ever could have imagined. And I'm here for it because the people that actually got fired were the worst offenders. In fact, 4 or 5 months ago, in 2022, in April, Elon Musk predicted, in fact, his hit list, who he was going to fire, who was going to stay, because he has been thinking about this for a long time. The media has been trying to make it seem like, oh, it was just some knee-jerk thing. No, he's actually been thinking about this for a very, very long time. And now actually 5, I think, of the worst offenders have been escorted from the building, one of them bawling their eyes out. This is going to be an amazing day for news. Just want to shout out promo code THEQUARTERING at Coffee Brand Coffee. If you've been thinking about supporting, today would be a great day. You save big. We have 10 teas now: coconut chai, biscotti oolong, apple pie, raspberry, rose petal. We've got like 15 coffees. We've got, just check out the reviews. Check out the reviews. There's 2,400 5-star reviews now. That will speak better than whatever I could. I'll leave a link in the description. Elon Musk closes deal to acquire Twitter, fires top executives. Tesla CEO Elon Musk has closed a deal to acquire Twitter, ending a month-long saga that casts Musk as the suitor, critic, legal adversary, and ultimately owner of the social media platform. A source familiar with the matter confirmed the deal was closed to ABC News on Friday morning. Some of Twitter's top executives were fired, including CEO Parag Agrawal, the ominous "What did you get done this week?" tweet, Chief Financial Officer Ned Segal, Chief Legal Officer Vijaya Gadde, and General Counsel Sam Edgett. And the company will likely be launching an internal investigation, according to the source. On Friday, Segal recounted his tenure at the company and vowed to remain active as a user of the platform. Quote, "The last 5 years have been the most fulfilling of my career," Segal said. "The people, the potential, and the importance of Twitter, the shifts in technology, politics, culture, this will be hard to beat." Meanwhile, former President Donald Trump applauded Musk's takeover on Twitter. There was a bunch of news stories ran that with a fake press release that he actually didn't do, so I'm not sure. I'd have to see the tweet, but they quote, "Oh, this is a different message." Quote, "I'm very happy that Twitter is now in sane hands," Trump said in a post on Truth Social, a platform launched by Trump. Twitter must now work hard to rid itself of bots and fake accounts that have hurt it so badly. Trump told Fox News in April, when Musk's news bid to buy Twitter emerged, he would not return to the platform if his ban was lifted, and was committing to growing Truth Social. I don't believe that for a second. I've said that before. It would be honestly the worst business decision if he really wanted to grow Truth Social. Then he would go back on Twitter to his 80 million people and tell them to try out Truth Social. I just want to talk about the people that were fired, because if you remember, this was a long time coming, because if we go here, ex-CEO of Twitter, whose exit stocks of Twitter had jumped, now targets the new owner Elon Musk over Vijaya Gadde. Former CEO Dick Costolo targeted the microblogging site's latest owner, Elon Musk, over his tweet exposing left-wing bias of Twitter's head of legal, policy, and trust, Vijaya Gadde. On Wednesday, Twitter owner Elon Musk had put an infographic highlighting the left-wing bias on the platform. Owner? Did they just re-update this? This isn't even a new article. This is back when he put in the bid to buy it, I guess. So he wasn't technically the owner there, but in his tweet, Musk shared a meme of Vijaya Gadde's interview with American podcaster Joe Rogan and Tim Pool, where she was confronted about Twitter's left-wing bias and arbitrary action against right-wing and conservative accounts. The CEO tweeted the image to imply that the corporation has a left-wing bias promoted by Vijaya Gadde. You have this, we have to take, so Tim would say, here's an example of Twitter's left-wing bias. Vijaya would say, we have to take the context into consideration. Then Tim would say, Twitter's interpretation of the context is affected by their left-wing bias. Then Vijaya would say, I would need to see an example of that. To which then Tim would provide an example of that. To which she would say, we need to take context. That's how the whole interview was. And Tim did a masterful job of being totally prepared, of concrete examples of left-wing bias. Once he tweeted that, you knew she was gone. And this is a woman, I will shed no tears, who makes $17 million a year. $17 million a year she was making to essentially be a leftist shill. And you see, like, Twitter's top lawyer reassures staff, cries during meeting about Musk takeover. Elon writing, suspending the Twitter account of a major news organization for publishing a truthful story was obviously incredibly inappropriate. Referring to the our president's son's laptop, right, which Twitter's suspended the New York Post in a bid to protect Joe Biden in his presidential election seeking, in my opinion. They came out months later and said, oh, well, yeah, I guess we were wrong. No, you got caught. And Vijaya also famously is the one behind banning a sitting president. You see memes galore as Twitter users speculate about Trump's return after Musk takeover. Trump getting ready for Elon Musk to unsuspend his account. Welcome back, President Trump. Twitter awaits you. Donald Trump outside Twitter's office at Elon Musk takeover. Trump getting unbanned. Lots of memes. Elon Musk going to Donald Trump. You are now free. There's so many people. It's Alex too. Andrew Tate. Alex Jones. Leafy. Jalen. All returning. Tommy Robinson. Katie Hopkins. There are dozens of people who had massive followings that were banned by people like Vijaya Gadde, who, by the way, don't feel bad for them because they got paid out. They were fully vested, so they all got paid. Twitter's top lawyer, Vijaya Gadde, cried during a meeting about Elon Musk's takeover. She said she was in charge of, quote, harassment and dangerous speech. Where were those tears for the children that were exploited and trafficked on Twitter? And you can see here on January 1st, Twitter refused to remove CP because it didn't violate policies. Here's a list of everyone currently fired out the door. Parag Agrawal. I never really, he was definitely a leftist, but he didn't seem as demonic as some of these other people did. Musk even tweeted a poo emoji at the top Twitter man after he attempted to explain Twitter attempts to deal with spam bots. Musk was also highly critical of Agrawal in text between the two, asking them, what did you get done this week? And calling talks a waste of time. Still, in many ways, Agrawal comes out of the deal a real winner. He's expected to make $42 million in the takeover after forcing Musk to go ahead with the previously agreed price, even after the stock markets tumble around the world. Yeah. This is why these people, and watch where they land, too. You know what I mean? Chief Legal Officer at Twitter in charge of safety, Vijaya Gadde, came in for harassment from fans of Musk after he criticized her decision to block the New York Post over a story written about the President Joe Biden's son. Yeah. It's unsurprising she is among the first to go. As legal chief, she would have helped spearhead Twitter's legal attacks, the strategy to force Musk to go through with the takeover. Gadde cried at a meeting during April, and in April when she was called to discuss potential changes at Twitter after Musk's takeover was agreed upon. She has also been in charge of trust and safety on the site, with Musk making it clear he's not happy with how Twitter balances moderation and free expression. But she gets to leave with a payout of $12 million. Ned Segal, Twitter's chief financial officer, who had spent 5 years as chief bean counter for the social network, had previously worked a software company Intuit and before Goldman Sachs. Having successfully pushed Musk to fulfill his $54.20 per share, Segal will leave with a golden goodbye as well. Sean Edgett, Twitter's general counsel, was one of 4 Twitter staff frog marched from the building last night, along with Segal, Gadde, and Agrawal. Who's left? Brett Taylor, a seasoned, respected technology executive. Taylor is co-chief executive of Salesforce, chairman of Twitter's board. Jack Dorsey still around. Peter Zatko is still around, the original whistleblower. He's not at Twitter anymore, but I think that you see Twitter's CEO and CFO were immediately fired and escorted out of the building when Elon Musk took control. I mean, that's what you do. You don't let people, send any final tweets. You don't get to do any of that stuff. I don't think in what we might actually see, I don't know if it'll happen today, but we could see all these accounts restored as early as today. It would be very Elon Musk for him to just say, screw it. Screw it. We're going to go ahead and just unban them today. Have a good weekend. Now today he's also talking to Twitter staff. So we'll probably have a third video later when the Twitter staff, when what he says to the Twitter staff, of course, will leak within minutes because that's just how people are nowadays. So it'll be interesting. I don't think he's done firing. I think he's got dozens more executives to fire. I said this last night on a live stream. The idea that he was going to fire 75% of people was absurd. He's going to fire. He's going to use the 80-20 rule. He's going to look at who's get these gigantic salaries, and they're going to go first. And he's going to see what synergies he has with his other companies where he could replace them or fold things in. There's no reason to have these gigantic salaries going forward. So it's going to be interesting to see how things play out the rest of today. It's not even noon yet, so I'm not exactly totally sure. You can see I watched that smug person, Vijaya Gadde, on Rogan with Tim Pool 4 years ago. She's justified her cry-bully tyranny with a complete disregard for American values of freedom. Dang, it feels good to see this. Is that her? Ooh. Oof. I'm sure that you're going to see dozen more executives fired here in the very short future. These are the people that he had his grudge against and the people that he thought were the biggest problems. Stay tuned to this channel. Remember, if you want to be updated or, YouTube is weird with their subscribers, so please do subscribe down below. Or if you're watching on Rumble or Odyssey or BitChute, please subscribe as well. I know it can be a pain, but I will greatly, greatly appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Today's going to be wild.